Evidence today, published in the Australian newspaper, also suggests that university lecturers here are being intimidated into lowering their academic standards, this being carried out by highly organised networks of international students attacking staff members whose assignments and/or examinations are too difficult to pass. I think it's fair to say the relationship between China and Australia has never been worse. Or is it more a case of Australia finally standing up to a bully who's been getting away with this stuff for far too long? I back the latter. Michael Shoebridge is the Director of the Defence, Strategy and National Security Program at the Australian Strategic Policy Institute. He joins us now. Michael, thank you very much for your time. I think I've got you, Michael. Can I hear you again? I can't hear Michael. I wonder whether we're getting good audio from Michael. Michael, are you with me now?
I am.
Gotcha. Loud and clear. Fantastic. I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on Scott Morrison's almost monthly update on the dangers we face with China? Is this the path ahead? Is this the right policy?
I think it is the right policy because he's being honest with the Australian people, and he's also getting a lot of support internationally from other countries and leaders who face these same challenges from China. More importantly, he's doing something about it and making us a harder target for China to coerce and pressure.
That's interesting. He warned of an increasing level of foreign interference and proliferation of cyber attacks and the need to expand Australia's trade relationships beyond its reliance on China. Now, I've had numerous discussions on this program and others about our need to be less reliant on China. Is it really practical and possible for us to go out to the marketplace and find as lucrative markets in other parts of the world?
Well, this is about different kinds of markets. So think about iron ore and other energy and natural resource products. China keeps needing those even more than we want to sell them to them. So there's a structural need that the Chinese economy has. That's the last thing Beijing is going to try and coerce or damage Australia about. But a whole lot of other things, barley, dairy products, wine, anything that is discretionary for Beijing and not something they need to keep themselves running, they will coerce us over, as we've already seen, and as they've threatened about other things like foreign students. So it's smart to shift away from that market in those areas and realise the power we have in those structural things around iron ore and energy.
OK, if we believe that they've intimidated us recently more than they ever have because of our instigation of an inquiry into the origins of COVID-19, will this be just a short-term problem? Will we be back holding each other's hand in the medium term, or do you think this is long-term damage?
I think there's a long-term difference in our systems of government and the way we run our societies. And unless we want to change our society to look more authoritarian, that's going to stay. But the European nations are facing the same issue, engaging with China. You can hear the Germans and the French talking in very similar ways to the way our government's talking. And the Japanese, South Koreans and Indians are also thinking this way.
The PM said other democracies need to step up and act more cohesively. Is there a possibility down the track there that he would therefore push for some kind of Indo-Pacific group that could band together but doesn't include China?
It's already happening. So that quadrilateral security group, which is India, Japan, Australia and America, any reluctance that these four countries had to work together economically and on security issues is evaporating given Beijing's behaviour. And then South Korea is a part of this picture. And remember, there's 600 million people in Southeast Asia, and most of those live in strong, vibrant democracies, including Indonesia. So there's a lot of company for us in this pushback on Beijing.
When you look at what Scott Morrison said today, the one paragraph that stuck with me and kind of made me think that this was at the heart of the problem China has with the rest of the world was the fact that they don't think they need to follow international law. If they followed international law right across the whole gamut of legality, of economy, of different sectors, we would have a different conversation about China, would we not?
We would. It's really them reaching in to other countries, like we see with interfering in our universities. You know, just today, over the last few days, there's been this debacle with the University of New South Wales, where one of their law professors published something about Hong Kong, and then the university censored it because Chinese officials and Chinese state media complained. That kind of reach in is exactly the problem. If Beijing wasn't doing that, we'd get on much better.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Follow international law. And look, I'm sorry to use the word, but stop being a suckhole. Even though you're making so much money out of China, stand up. Don't let them bully you. Fantastic to have you on the program. Michael Shoebridge, thank you.
Thanks very much, Chris.
Okay.